Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to speak about some important or fundamental object-oriented concepts, which is encapsulation. So if we've noticed over here that to get the details of the book I've actually called it through the method. But what if I actually wanted to access the book name directly like that? So can I actually do that? Can I say so let me just copy this line over here. What if I wanted to say my book, and notice when I say dot, it gives me access to the public methods of that class. So if I just said dot name, and I've given this a new name, new book. Okay, a new book name. So notice that Java is actually complaining, and I wanted to just print it out like that. So notice that whenever I've used name directly, it's complaining. So if I hover the mouse over it, it just says that name, book.name is not visible. Okay, so if I want to make this visible, and this is because it's declared as private. So if I actually made this public like this, now it's not going to complain anymore, and it stopped complaining. Okay, but so if I run the program, it's actually going to work. So book 1, but now I've given it a new name, which is new book name. So I should have just put a new line somewhere there, but this is not a good practice. Making this public goes against one of the very important object-oriented concepts, and that is encapsulation. Encapsulation is a fundamental object-oriented concept where the variables and methods of a class are wrapped as a single unit, just like a capsule would hold the content of the multivitamin, for example. It holds its content together, not allowing anything to leak out. So this way, we've actually allowed a leak to happen. We've given access, public access to the private member variables, or what needs to be private, to another class. And that is not a good practice, and it goes against what encapsulation is all about. And that's what object-oriented programming aims to do, is to encapsulate a class. So this actually has to remain as private. And then but then we're going to have this problem again, is this is not accessible anymore. But to achieve such thing is so part of encapsulation is you keep the member variables as private, but you need to allow some sort of a way to give a public access to these, a public way for these to be accessed or modified if necessary. Okay, so this can be done through a concept called getter and setter methods. So we can go ahead and do that. I would just declare a public, you can't type at all, public string. This is going to return the name of the book. So it has to be a string which matches the type of our name variable. Okay, so I'm just going to give this name getName. So every time the user needs to access the name of the book, they can use this method. But since this is a string, I need to actually return that. So return this .name. So now when I want to call this, or say when I want to get the name of the book, I would need to call that getter method. So now it's not complaining anymore. But this is still an issue. So this can also be solved through a concept called, or through a method called a setter method. So if you want to give the user the ability to change the name of the book at any point, then you can also create another method that's called a setter method. So to do that, public set name. So totally having issue with typing name today, and string name. Now what I'll do is this new name we would like to be assigned to the instance variable. So what we're doing is we're saying, okay, so this name will have the value of whatever that was passed by the user. And I totally forgot to say this is a void method. It doesn't return anything. Okay, so how will this be used? Then notice that this method takes an argument, so that this is a parameter. So I need to pass it as an argument from here. So now what we do is we say set name, and then we pass this as an argument. This is going to be our new name. Okay, so I might want to print a new line there, or I'll make that a new line here, print line. Okay, all right, so let's run this and see how this works. Book 1 is my original name of the book, but now I have a new book name. Okay, I could say now a message just to make it clear. You have changed the name of the book to, and concatenate. Let's give it another shot. So now I've got, you have changed the name of the book to new book name. So this is the correct way to achieve encapsulation. You keep the member instance variables as private, and then you allow a public way to give access to these through something called getter methods, or they're also called accessor methods. And then to allow them to modify the values, you can use a concept called setter methods, or also called mutator methods. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.